Hey guys, this is Madhushmita. Welcome to Prwatech. Okay, it's for Java online session. Let me introduce myself. I am working as a Java trainer to Prwatech. Okay, and hope you guys attended the last session. And let me start with the topic that we have covered last week, and we are going to cover today. So we have covered this much last week. It's related to OOPS concept. I have covered small things from the actual concept: inheritance, abstractions, encapsulation, polymorphism. Okay, so my voice is audible, right? Guys, you can ping me. You can ask anything. My voice is audible. Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Girish. So today, yeah. Thank you. So today I'm going to, last week we have covered this, okay, advantage of proofs and abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. So we'll go through in detail today, okay. Also I have covered polymorphism, okay, how it is working, like how method overriding and overloading works. One method can be written multiple times, how it works. I have shown last time. Also, what is constructor, how this works, how super keyword work. I hope someone asked me about super keyword, if it is getting used for multiple instances or multiple classes. Someone asked me the question. I'll answer the question within some time because I'll be going through that. Okay. So I told that in next class I'll be answering your question about super keyword, how it works. Okay. So now I'll start with inheritance. Let me start with inheritance. Okay. What is inheritance? How inheritance works? What are the possibility works? We are doing it in Java. What we have added new? What was there and what was not there? Okay. Then we'll go through the properties of our inheritance. Is it's a part aggregation. How aggregation works here. Then what is static, non-static? Then final keyword, how final works, what is the difference between static and final. Then instance of keyword where we are using, okay. Then abstract class interface is the most important thing, okay, that we'll cover today. Then access modifier, private, protected, public, where to use, why to use, where not to use. Fine. Then we'll cover wrapper classes, okay. So we'll cover this much of things today. Fine guys. Then we'll cover string. So this will also include our string tokenizer. Okay, how to work on string tokenizer and all these things. What are the string buffer, string builder, how string is not editable. Okay, these kind of things we'll be discussing. Okay, if we'll get time, we'll go through more into string and wrapper classes. Okay, so let me start with inheritance. Fine guys. And you can ask me question in between if you have anything. Okay. Is there any questions or something? Okay. So let me start with inheritance. So what do you mean by inheritance? Okay. See, this OOPS concept is very much important for our work purpose. Okay. This concept is given, to add more programmatically strong, or you can say we are making more secure our code base. We are making some reusability of our code base. Okay, whatever we are writing. Okay, so this is all about the OOPS concept. How OOPS concept designed in Java, that we are discussing. Okay, so as I told, I'll start with inheritance. So inheritance is nothing but it's a reusability. Okay, so let's say there is an example I can give, like employee. Okay, employee or employee is a super class or a first class. Okay, it's a base class, and a programmer or a Java developer, okay, is a employee. Okay, so a developer and employee relationship is nothing but a inheritance relationship. You can say about inheriting property of parents and students, parents and child. Okay, so parent is a super class, child is the subclass of the super class. Okay, so what we are doing, like we are reusing the property of superclass inside the subclass. Okay, so how we do it, let me give you some example. So see, these are some something that I am going to explain, like what kind of inheritance are there. Like let me tell you. Okay, so what happens is like let me tell you about employee and a Java developer that I was telling right now. So a Java developer is a employee. Okay, employee is having a value of employee ID. Okay, employee is having a value of employee ID. So what we are doing, like we are taking that employee ID and putting into Java developer. Okay, that Java developer should have a employee ID, means the Java developer is nothing but a employee. Okay, that employee should have the property of a particular employee. Employee should have a batch. Employee should have a seat to sit. Employee should have a laptop. Employee should have a something, something, something. All these properties of a employee will be given to the Java developer. So Java developer will extend employee to employee class to get the property of employee class. Okay, if I am talking about class A, and class A is nothing but employee. Okay, and class B where it's a Java developer. Okay, so what happens is like class B is trying to acquire the property of class A to make happen, like I'll not write my code again which is already written inside class A. Okay, that thing we are doing while we are trying to do a inheritance. Okay, there are multiple number of inheritance. So reusability of code, if you are reusing the existing code base, okay, inside another class, that is nothing but you are trying to extend the base class. Which will be the base class? That is nothing but that class is a super class. Okay, so how I'll say, like I'm going to do a inheritance, single inheritance. I'll write public class B extends class A. That moment it will be a single inheritance. Okay, so the moment I'll be going for, because there are lot of types of inheritance are there, so I can have multiple number of inheritance table. Like it's like class C, class B and class A. Class A is the super one and class B is acquiring the property of class A, and inside that class B is trying to write something else also, and class C again came. It's right now trying to get the property of class B. Okay, means if multi-level inheritance we are talking about, class C can have property of B which is also includes class A property. Okay, so class C is nothing but it acquires class B and class A property. We can have a multi-level inheritance inside Java. Okay, also we can have a hierarchical inheritance. I'll give you all these examples. Yeah, any question? Okay, so okay, no question. Okay. So hierarchical, when it will come, let's say class A is there, class A is having some property, okay, and class B and class C is trying to get the property of class A. Okay, that time what happens is like they are trying to get the same property but they will use by their own. Okay, so I can give you one good example is like a mammal. Okay, so it's a mammal. Okay, and mammal can be, it's animal. Also, it can be a pet. Okay, so these are the type of animals. Okay, and type of mammal. Okay, so mammal can be a animal can be a mammal, but mammal cannot be a animal. So this is the super class. It's my class A. Okay, this is my class A. Then this can be my class B. Okay, and bat is nothing but it's a class C. Okay, so hierarchical when it will happen, bat is nothing but a mammal, animal is nothing but a mammal. Okay, so that time these things will come, this particular information will be valid. This hierarchical will be valid when mammal is nothing but animal, also a bat. Okay, so bat is trying to get animal mammal properties inside it, and it will re-implement something else within that. Also, this animal is also trying to get the property of a mammal so that it can implement or inherit something else within that. Okay, that is nothing but hierarchical. Okay, multi-level when it will come, it is mammal, right? And it is animal. Again, class C, animal can be a dog. Okay, so dog is trying to get the information of animal, and animal is trying to get the information of mammal. Okay, so dog is nothing but it's having a property of animal comma mammal. Okay, so that is the property. So this is nothing but multi-level. Okay, so here multi-level comes. Fine. Oh, sorry. Then we have this multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Okay, so Java doesn't have multiple inheritance property because see, oops concept is also there in C++. Okay, C++ is all having all these inheritance properties, but Java don't have multiple inheritance property. So for what reason we are not having? Because see, this is class C. Okay, trying to get class A and class B informations. Okay, uh, but the moment it's trying to give you any information back, it will be confusing. Like let's say class B is having a method. Okay, it's having a method called as add. Okay, I'll show you the example. Here I'm just explaining. Class C is also having a method called as add. Okay, and class A, anyway class A is nothing but the super class. It's having the actual method as add. Okay, so if you'll come here to this, okay, class A, class B and class C. Okay, so what happens here is like class A is having add method, class B is having add method. Okay, and class C is trying to get all this information of class A and class B. Okay, so the moment this class, and think like there is no add method. Okay, and this class C is trying to get add method from A or B. Okay, it all depends upon C, when it will choose add of A and when it will choose add of B. Okay, so but the compiler, when Java compiles, it also get confused, like what I'll do, what you are talking about, means which one you are trying to get. You are trying to get the A method of add method of A or add method of B. what we'll do, because it's not understanding. So for this reason, okay, to avoid this kind of ambiguity, okay, we have interface. Interface in Java. Okay, so this is nothing but a problem. Okay, multiple inheritance is a problem. To overcome that, we have something called as interface that we have introduced inside Java. Okay, so if we come to this hybrid problem also, this is nothing but the diamond problem. We call it as a diamond problem in Java. Okay, same thing. Class C is trying to get the data from class B, class C at a time. Also, these two are getting the data from class A. Okay, so when it will get, this problem will come again. Class A, class B, class C kind of problem will come. So to avoid this kind of diamond problem, we have interface. Okay, so this interface is nothing but it will resolve your this problem. Okay, there's just a minute. Yes. So this is the hybrid issue. Okay, hybrid issue means the diamond problem in Java. Diamond problem, to overcome that we have interface. Okay, so this hybrid issue we are overcoming by interface. Okay, so inside this inheritance we have something called, let me give you some example. Okay, I have opened my Eclipse. Okay, I think last time I have given the information how to open Eclipse, how to create a Java project and all this. If you guys still have problem, you can just have a no, my videos are there, so you can have that and you can start with that. Okay, so let me go to my project. I've created these two methods. Let me create a class. Okay, so I have my examples with me. Give you some inheritance things. You able to see this screen, right? Let me make it big. Guys, I have this one. Okay, this is my main. This is my main class. Okay, this is my class A. Okay, and this is my class B. Okay, which is trying to get a information from class A. So we are using inheritance here. Okay, how we are using it and how we are doing it, let me give you the example. Okay, so here this class is having a variable called as salary. Okay, so employee is having a variable called as salary, means every employee which will be working for the particular organization or somewhere, they'll get a salary as 40,000. Okay, so a programmer is trying to get the information of employee so that it will not write again. Okay, what will happen? Programmer will try to extend it. Okay, programmer will try to extend the employee class to get the salary information. Okay, because I can write the same thing here. Okay, not a problem, but to reuse the existing thing, because we have written something, so when the scenario will come, we have written some work. Okay, we have done it something and we are trying to reuse it. So what we'll do, we'll extend it. Okay, this extend keyword is nothing but it's trying to inherit. Okay, programmer is trying to get inherited by employee. Okay, so whatever the properties maintained inside the employee class, it will give you inside the programmer class. Okay, so let me give you this by creating an employee class first. Okay, and here it was something called float. Fine, this is my class employee. Okay, I'll create another class saying that it is a programmer. Simple class I have created. I'll extend okay, this is not employee, this is employee. Okay, it's a spelling mistake. So this employee class, okay, let me rename it. Okay, so now programmer class is extending employee class to get the things whatever written inside the employee class. Okay, and here I am writing some code. Okay, what I am trying to do, I am writing my bonus and I am trying to print my salary and bonus both. Okay, so this is my bonus. Okay, and as you know, publish static admin is required to run our Java program. Okay, and what I am doing is programmer class, and as it is a static one, okay, and it is a main method, so we need the object of programmer class, okay, to get it run. So while I'm trying to get the object of only programmer, I can also get the object, get the value of salary here, okay, because I have extended employee. I don't have to create the object of employee here, okay. I'm reusing this. I'm reusing employee, okay. I'm trying to get the object of programmer. Okay. So this P is nothing but the object of programmer. As you understood object, right? In my last class I have already explained about object. Okay. So this P is nothing but an object. Okay. And this salary. Okay. I have not defined here, but I have defined inside this. I have defined here. Okay. So I am getting the salary information here. Okay. Because this is nothing but a one-to-one. Okay. This is a single inheritance. This is a single inheritance. Class B is trying to extend class A. Okay. So here I am getting salary information printed. Okay. Let me run my Java application. Programmer salary each 40,000. Okay. Programmer bonus of programmer is 10,000. Okay. So these things you can do it here. So this is nothing but a single inheritance. Okay. Again, you can do multi-level inheritance. I can create another class. I can get the information of bonus and employee salary inside another third class. Okay, let's say I'll create a number third class. Let's say something called as Java programmer, right? Programmer should have a Java programmer is kind of that. Okay, and Java programmer, what it will do? It will extends, okay, programmer. Fine. So I'll have all these things, like let me write my public static void main. Okay, here what I'll do, I'll try to get the object of Java programmer, not the programmer. Okay, Java programmer object1 is equal to new Java programmer. Okay, sorry. Now what I'll do, I'll try to print dot. See, I can see the salary. Okay, and it is showing also. It's an object of employee. Okay, it's an object of employee. Means it's a part of, it's a variable of employee. Okay, I'm trying to add this object one dot, let's say bonus. Bonus was there. Okay, oh sorry. Okay, so I have just deleted all this, so it was not running. Okay, so I got this bonus. Bonus is nothing but, you can see, programmer dot bonus. Okay, it's coming from the programmer class. Okay, and it's coming from the employee class. I don't have to do anything with that. It's a multi-level inheritance. Okay, I'm trying to print it. Okay, if I'll just run it, I'll get 50,000. Right? Yes, I got 50,000. Fine. So this is nothing but my multi-level inheritance. Okay. Then hierarchical. Same thing we can do. We can have two classes and we'll be inheriting object of class A. Means programmer salary will be there in class programmer. Also will have programmer salary inside Java programmer. Okay. That is nothing but hierarchical. So I don't think like I have to show that much of things. Okay, so that's all about our inheritance, how it works, and these interface things I'll explain within some time. Okay, because I have this one here. So let me tell you about aggregation, how aggregation works. Okay, fine guys, you can ask any questions if you have still. Okay, if you are getting any doubt, you can start asking questions to me. So aggregation, what do you mean by aggregation first? Okay, so aggregation is nothing but, I have something here. This image is not proper actually. So let me tell you the scenario where aggregation will come. Okay, aggregation is nothing but, to overcome this kind of inheritance is a good thing. Okay, but aggregation comes when you can loosely couple your code. Okay, loosely couple your code means you don't have to get all these field or all these informations of a particular class. Okay, as a mandatory one. You can make it as a compulsory for some cases, and you can make it as not compulsory for some cases. Kind of like, let's say I am giving example of, here I have given the example of aggregation as employee and address information and insurance informations. So what happens is, like, a employee is there. Okay, a employee is there. It's having address. Okay, address information. It's having employee ID. Okay, it's having designation. Okay, also this employee is having insurance information. Okay, what happens, this employee can have a address, because that is always required, because we are not coming from space, right? We have a address. So employee should have a address, and this is nothing but a mandatory. Okay. Okay. So same thing. Employee should have a employee ID. This is nothing but mandatory. It should have a designation. By that only we will be able to understand that what kind of employee is this. Okay. Then the insurance information. This is not mandatory. Okay. This is not mandatory. An employee means all of you are not having all insurances, right? I don't have much also. Because insurance information is nothing but it's not compulsory. You can opt it, you can't also. Okay. As a employee, I can have my insurance, I cannot be, because it all depends upon me. Okay. And it doesn't make me to satisfy as an employee. I am a employee, but I may be having insurance information and may not be having, so not mandatory. Okay. So this case, okay, so what I have told you about class 1, class 2, class 3, all these things, employee, Java programmer, they are nothing but they are bound to get the employee information from the base class. Okay, whatever they have. Okay. So suppose let's say this employee is having this much. Okay. So employee is my super class, my first class, parent class. Okay. And I am trying to get the information inside my programmer class. Okay. And I don't have insurance information. So if it is aggregation is there, if the aggregation property we are satisfying, we can make it as a not mandatory field. Okay. We can have it as a non-mandatory field, so that we'll be opting that much which is morely required. Okay. Whoever is not requiring that one, they will not have it. Okay. So that's what my insurance, this is optional. Okay. This insurance information is optional. Okay. This address information, I think this is blurring. So, okay. So this is the employee. I am the employee. I have insurance information, but that is optional. I made it as optional. Okay. My address information, yes, that is mandatory. Okay. So there are two concepts in Java, that is nothing but aggregation and composition. Okay. Aggregation and composition. So this composition comes when you have all these things are mandatory. Okay. And if it is not mandatory or optional, this is nothing but aggregation. You are just adding into that, but it's very optional one. Okay. So here this aggregation concept comes. So whenever you will be writing your code, and if you need, like, let's say it's optional, means a field will be may be coming, may not be coming, or sometimes it will come as a blank, or sometimes it will not come. You can make it as a aggregation part. Okay. And composition, as I have already shown you in Eclipse. Okay. That is nothing but composition. Employees should have a address information. Employees should have a salary. Okay. Without salary will not work. So that kind of situation is nothing but a address information thing. Okay. So let me give you this idea also. This is sometime I have already explained, right? Lifetime of the insurance policy instance. See, this is nothing but, again, it's something saying about the address. Okay. Address will be always there, but insurance policy will not be there. That is nothing but aggregation that I am telling about. So I'll give you some class diagram which will explain how aggregation works. Okay. And I'll give you some example about aggregation. Okay. Okay. So this is my employee class. I have already created in my Eclipse. Okay. I have name, address and insurance info. Okay. Insurance info, and then I have a constructor, employee constructor. Okay. Which is having name, street, city, state and postal code. Okay. I'll share these images with you. Okay. So it's having name, street, city, state and postal code. Means when you are trying to create the object of a particular employee class, you have to give this much of variables as a mandatory one. Okay, you have to give this employee information inside the constructor so that employee class will be getting instantiated. Okay, and the moment you are coming to insurance info, okay, as it is having aggregation, you can see, okay, you can see it is loosely coupled. Okay, you can have insurance, you cannot have also. Okay, the moment you are coming to insurance information, you will have a policy ID and policy name. That's it. The address information is very tightly coupled. Okay, you should have this much of information so that employee class will be getting instantiated. Okay, so guys, I am going to give you an example. Okay, same example we'll implement inside our code base to see how aggregation works. Okay, so I have just created all these things. Okay, my employee class. Okay, and my employee class is having address info as a class. This is nothing but a class. Okay, and this insurance info is another class. Okay, so those insurance info information and address info information are present and it's coming inside this. Okay, so I'll give you the things how it works here. Okay, let me create my insurance info. Okay, my insurance info will have policy name and policy ID. You can see this much of things I have written. This is nothing but again it's a getter and setter. I'll explain what is about that. Okay, so what we did, like, we have added some private access modifier. Okay, so private, when you are writing for a particular variable, it will be only accessible inside this class. Okay, it will not go out of the class. Okay, to get the particular value, okay, policy name value, whatever policy name or policy ID is holding the value of the particular variable, will be creating the setter and getter. Okay, we can set the value dynamically from outside by set policy name. We can get the value of policy name by calling insurance info object dot get policy name. Okay, this is nothing but our encapsulation. I'll be explaining you within some time. Okay, so this is my insurance info class. Okay, again I'll be creating another class called as address info. My address info is nothing but it will have this much of informations. Okay, again I have this issue. Okay, so this address info is having state, from which state, from which city, from the postal code, and state the person or the employee belongs to. Okay, we have maintained this one here. Yes, Amarjit, tell me. You have asked something? You want to ask anything? So this address info is nothing but it will be having street, city, state and postal code. Okay, so this information is there and it is nothing but a composition part. Okay, as I have told you, there will be two things. Okay, one is aggregation, one is composition. Composition is nothing but this part. Okay, Aggregation is nothing but this part. Okay, we are trying to add this, but this is not a mandatory thing. So this much of information should be there to initialize a employee class. Okay, let me write my employee class. So as I have already created my employee class, I'll just write here. Okay. So this one I am just starting because we have already talked about programmer, right? Okay. So create a new class called as employee1. Why this is problem is coming, because I have extended and there are a lot of methods is there. So it's right now telling like create my own things here inside the extended classes. Okay. So that's the problem right now I'm facing. Employee will have this. Okay. Java programmer, again it will be having this, no problem. Programmer will have this. This is done. The moment you are trying to create update anything inside the base class, it will get affected to the child class. Okay, that's the point. So my employee class is right now having a name, address and insurance information. This is my constructor, parameterized constructor. As you know, Java is not nothing but it will have a default constructor for the class, if whether you are declaring or not. Okay, so if you want to declare your own constructor or parameterized constructor, you need to give the parameters for which the class will get initialized. Okay, so name, street, whatever the mandatory field I am putting here, city, state and postal code for the particular employee to get it initialized. Again, these all information, street, city is present inside address info. How we are initializing this dot address is equal to new address info. Okay, again this is I'm trying to set the value. As I told you, inside address info, if you will go, you will find private fields. Okay, here I'm covering my access modifier also. So my private fields are here. Okay, and how I'll access my private field means how I'll set the value inside my private field, because these fields are nothing but it's accessible only inside the class. Okay, your bank account information or your password, okay, your Gmail password, your something password is only with you. That is nothing but a private property. Okay, so for the particular employee, the address info is nothing but it's having state, city and all the things are private. Okay, so employee will have the private information. I cannot have all information of all employees. Okay, so that is nothing but to maintain the privacy, we are maintaining the access modifier as a private. I'll explain within some time. Give me some time. Okay, so as I have created my setters, okay, to set the city, to set the state and to set all these variables. So here I am setting it. Okay, this dot address. What do you mean by this dot address? Means current instance. Okay, the current class instance is nothing but a this. Okay, this is nothing but current instance of the particular class. Okay, so this dot any value, any private value, any public, anything is nothing but the current value. Okay, current class ka value. Okay, so address dot this value set and we are done with the address. Means address is already initialized. Okay, for the employee class. So now employee class can be initialized properly. Okay, so here you can see get address info, set address info, get insurance, set insurance, and as you can see we are not putting anything inside this. We are not initializing anything from the insurance info, because insurance info is nothing but it's a optional one. We are not going to do anything with that. Okay, so this insurance info will be there, but if you need, you can set wherever you are going to get the class informations. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll try to execute my aggregation things. Okay, I have a class called test.java. Okay. This package declaration is always required to know that I am here inside this particular package and I am a class named as test. Okay. So I am inside this Java one, right? So this package name came here because it all defines the class where I am. Okay. So this is my one information. Okay. So there is an employee called as Kandan. Okay. And I have the employee information. Employee name. Okay. City. Yeah. Sorry. What was that? City, state, and postal code, right? Where it is? Yes. Said city. So street, city, state, postal code. The way it is written inside the constructor, it will take the data accordingly. Okay, like name, then street, city, state, postal code. Okay. The moment you are creating the object, you have to put the parameters here. This is nothing but the constructor information. Okay, you are putting to create the object of this canon. Okay. Then see, I am just adding through aggregation. Aggregation is nothing but a optional part. Okay. So insurance informations of the employee canon is life insurance LIC policy, and policy ID is nothing but it's a 1001. Okay. I have added to canon. Okay. Now what I'll print? I am trying to print the object of canon. See, this object is something. Okay. Let me run it first. See, this object will print this much of information. I have added some code here to print the data. Okay. So if you'll go to my employee table, employee class, okay, here are toString method I have overridden. Okay, this toString method is nothing but it's a object of object class. Okay, there is a class called as object class. Object class is the super class of all classes in Java. Okay, so object class will have some methods. Okay, some methods as a default method. Okay, so how you will know that what are the methods available for object class? You can write here to see. This is the object, right? Canon dot. So you can see equal method. Okay, and class is object. Get class method. Hash code, notify all, toString. Okay, these are nothing but all these methods are nothing but it is coming from the super class, object class. Okay, so object class is always giving the facility to override their method. Okay, whether you don't have to do always, wherever you require you just do it, or else don't do it. Okay, I have written something to get the information and append it and giving the string back. Okay, so these things you no need to get the info right now. I'll give you later on. Okay, when I'll be giving idea about string. So I'm trying to print the data. Okay, whatever I am giving input, it will print the output. Here what happens? The first canon value is nothing but whatever we have added here. Okay, that is getting printed. This much. And here what happens? After adding the LIC policy information 1001 and life insurance policy, again the object is got updated with the insurance policy. So this is about the aggregation, how it works. I hope you guys understood, right? So my aggregation is all about this. Okay, any questions, or I'll go ahead with static. Guys, you can ask questions right now. Okay, I think you all are cleared with the question. Okay, no problem. Okay, Prakash Kumar. Can we extend only that class which is same in same package? No, you don't need to be. You can import some other classes, okay, to extend that inside the same package. Let me tell you how to do it. See, my employee is here, okay, and it's inside the same package, okay. Let me go to let's say something called parent. It's here, okay, and it's in different package. This is different package Java. This is Java 1, okay. in.prwatech.java. This is in.prwatech.java 1. So what I'm trying to do it, I'm trying to extend this employee class. What I'll do, I'll just simply go extends employee. Okay, that's why we'll be using always any ID. See, you can see here import employee in.prwatech.java 1. You have to say yes. Fine. You have imported here. You have imported the employee class here. Okay, from Java 1. Okay. So the moment I'm importing that, it's saying something. The moment you are importing, it will say like add the constructor, because employee is having a constructor which will accept this much of value. Okay, it all depends upon our code how we are writing. So we'll just put it and we'll put some data so that it will run it. Okay. So I think I have given the answer properly, right, Pakas? Okay. Chalo, thanks. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah. If you are printing something in parent class, then it will be printed in child class as well as after inheritance. Only after inheritance, not before, because you are let's say employee. Okay, there are a lot of employee. Okay, different kind of employee. Yeah, different kind of employee. So Java developer, what they are doing, employee class is not coming to know about. Okay, when you are inheriting about employee class, then you will get the information inside the Java developer class. You will be not getting any information in till the moment you are not inheriting that. I think Pratik is given the answer. Thanks. Prakash, you got the answer? Okay. Any other question? Anybody? Chalo, anyway, we'll start with static, non-static. Guys, you know about global variable in C++, right? We used to do stdin, then add some global variable, it will work throughout the application. It was there, right? So there is something called a static. Okay. So static keyword, I can show you this one, this keyword. Okay. This keyword is present in Java. Okay. What it does the same thing as a global variable. Okay. But the problem is like the moment you are saying you are using static, means you are not going to instantiate the object. Okay. Means, yeah, we'll cover the access modifier. You want me to take it first? Okay, okay, let me start. Okay, guys, we'll start with access modifier as somebody, Saroj Nayak told me. So let me start with, no problem. We'll start, no problem. Okay. So we'll start with this access modifier. Okay. Access modifier, what I said some time ago, is nothing but in Java we have private protected and public. Fine. We have this. Fine. So these three keywords is present inside access modifier. Okay. The access modifier means, can I have the access of particular value present inside your class? Okay. That says nothing but access modifier. Okay. So when it comes about access modifier, let me show you something. Can see this, right? Yes. So this object, okay, this is a image you can see, like a person like us, okay, is coming to office, okay, and we are putting our in and out time. Fine, we are putting our in and out time, and we are just going and logging that, and we are working. Again, we are coming back. Okay, we are not doing anything else. Okay, we are not doing anything extra. So while we are just swiping our card, okay, to swipe, we have something called to swipe the card, right? We have the access card, which will be once swiped, will go inside the office, right? So the moment you are doing swiping the card, what happens? This person, okay, this security person, it will go and it will log the reporting time, saying that, okay, this person came at 9:30 and went at 5:30. Okay, so the time you have maintained, okay, to come inside, then again somebody logged it, okay, again end of the month you will be having a calculated in and out time, okay, and it will be always nothing but it is always depending upon your, it is always affecting your salary. The more you worked or the less you worked, it is like the salary will come like that. Okay, so if you have not worked anything, then they will not give you. So if you have not come office for a month, they will not give you. So how we are accommodating this one? It's nothing but encapsulation. When we are talking about access modifier, that is nothing but encapsulation. Okay, we are hiding, okay, the means this person, this business person is coming to office happily doing some work and going, but we are hiding the information from that guy, okay, and finally we are giving the salary. Okay, so there are some information that is encapsulated, okay, that is inputted inside. Last week I have given the information about what is encapsulation. Is nothing but a capsule. Okay, it will have the round medicines inside. Okay, we just need to eat it. We don't know what is there inside, right? So it's nothing but it's a medicine, it's present inside, let's eat it. Means that medicine, that round medicine is private to the capsule. Okay, capsule is the outside. Okay, employee class is a outside one. Okay, it's a public class. Okay, the class is a public one. Okay, the class can be private also, means cannot be, can be default also. Yeah, there is another something called as default. Okay, class can be default one, means if you are not writing anything before the class, just like this, okay, it's a default one. Okay, you can maintain private class, protected class, public class. Okay, if a employee class is public, okay, and these variables are nothing but these are the variables I have maintained here, right? It's not mandatory whether it is whatever. If they are private, then they are only accessible to employee. Okay, your bank account is only accessible to you. Okay, when we are talking about protected, how it will come? Protected means something inside the same package. Okay, this. Okay, so let's say I am writing, let me show you protected. Okay, protected means inside your family they knows your salary. Okay, your salary, how much you are earning in a month, that they know. Okay, inside your family they knows that, right? So that is nothing but a protected, means This is a family, this is a package, okay, and this is another family. They don't know how much you are earning, but your family knows how much you are earning. That is protected variable. If you are maintaining a protected variable or method or a class, okay, then it is only accessible inside your package, okay. When you are talking about private, it is only accessible to you. Your Gmail ID is only accessible to you. It's not going to be a part of your parents, okay. Then when I'm talking about public, as you know, it's all public, okay. People knows that from where you came, from where you are going, or something, okay. And some public informations, your Facebook ID is a public one, right? So that is publicly defined, okay. So that moment it's nothing but it's a public one, okay. Let me go to here. This is my employee class that I have already covered right now, right? I have a variable called as name, okay, which is having information of an employee, okay. But it's what kind of employee, because inside an organization you can have multiple number of employee, okay. So they will maintain the privacy. So to maintain that, in Java we are supporting through private. You can see the particular class as public, okay. I can have another class here also. See, I can have this. I can have a protected class. Same class name cannot be there, right? So I can have a protected class. Fine. And I can have a public class. I can have a private class. See, the moment I'm saying a private class, what it says, remove the invalid modifier, okay? Because what it is saying, like only public, abstract, final are permitted, okay, for class ABC. If you are maintaining this ABC, this is a default one, okay. But maintaining a private of the particular class doesn't make any sense, okay. So for what you are maintaining this? Where you will get access? Because this is a class, it will not get access. So at least you need to access this class to get the information of the class. Whatever the major information is present inside, val2 is the major information. What you can do? You can do this, okay. See, protected, I have maintained here. Only public, abstract and final are permitted, okay. And default is also permitted. But protected is not permitted. What will you give the information? So what is abstract and final? I'll give you the information. Okay, how it works. That's what. And only this one will work. Okay. So this is nothing but a default class. Okay. This is a default modifier. Okay. Protected class is not possible. Fine. So if I'll write same thing for a employee 1, I have this value, right? Private. Let me make it as private. Sorry. Let me make it as private. This value is private. Now see, I am getting some error in Java programmer. What it's saying? Change the visibility of salary to protected. You got the answer? See, this is the same package. Okay. Employee 1 is the class is present here. Programmer and Java programmer, they are extending my first class I have created. Okay. Just some time ago I created, right? So this programmer class, if we'll go here, you can see I'm extending to employee 1. Employee 1 is having salary information, but right now it's private. You can see it's private. Okay, so it's not able to access the private information of a class. How it will get access? If it is present inside the same package, okay, you have to make it as protected. Okay, I made it as protected. I'll go here. Now it's fine. Oh great, I'm able to access it. Now what I'll do, I'll go to some other class. This is a class I have created here, child class. Okay, or let me create another class saying that access employee 1. Fine. What I'll do, I'll extend employee 1. Employee 1 is having what? It's having a protected salary. Okay, and we have to get surety that it will not accessible outside the package. Means your salary information will be not available for your neighbor, okay, or some other family. It's your family, they knows that. Okay, so let me give you the information how we can access it. We'll access, let me write something. What I'll write? Okay, system data. Okay, oh, okay. So here I'll just print this value plus the value present inside employee. Okay, to print this value I need a object of access value employee. Sorry, object equal to new this, right? Now I should able to see the value here, object dot val. See, I can print it. Okay, and let me write this each val. Fine. Now I'll try to print this is salary dot salary. Okay, I'm able to print it. Okay, let me make it as private. Where it is? Yeah, as I told you, private you cannot be, but protected you will be. Okay, so it all depends upon this. So let me give you the image where it is having all this information. Yeah, this is all about our access modifier, how public, private and protected and default modifier works. So visibility of public will be from the same class is always yes, from any class in the same package is always yes, from subclass in the same package is always yes. Okay, from a subclass outside the same package is always yes. Okay, from any subclass outside the package is always yes. Okay, so public is always accessible anywhere inside the system. Okay, but protected, what about protected? Inside the same class? Yes. From any class in the same package? Of course, yes. From a subclass in the same package? Of course, yes, because you have to maintain the inheritance. Okay. from a subclass outside the same package? Yes, but it will be into inheritance. What I did here, I have made the inheritance. Okay, I have just made the inheritance. If I leave that, okay, here, if I just remove it, I removed it. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll just try to employee one object 1 equal to new employee 1. Okay, this employee 1 is nothing but employee 1 of Java 1. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll try to get the object of this. Okay, see what it's saying. Change the visibility of salary to public. Okay, because this is protected. This is protected into your own family only. It's not accessible to outside family. If they want your information, they have to inherit you. Okay, they should have a relationship between you, your family, and them. Okay, if this is a particular outsider people and you are the, your family is here, they just want to know about your salary. What they'll do, they'll come and they will inherit you. They should have a relationship with your family. They should, after that they will come to know about your salary, what is the salary that person is earning. Okay, so what they are saying, like, change the visibility of salary to public or create getter and setter for salary. Okay, so there is two way. Okay, so always don't do, creating object of, to as a public. Don't do that. We have something called as getter and setters. Okay, get the data, set the data. Okay, any data is present, we can make the a getter and setter. Okay, and it's very easy. Okay, so let me give you how to do it. It's a salary. Okay, I'll come here, go to source. Okay, inside the Eclipse only, go to source. Okay, here you can see generate getter setters. Fine guys, generate getter setters. Click on this, it will come. If you have multiple number of variables, it will come here. Okay, you have to select all. Then it's coming like access modifier. Still you can protect your system. That kind of information. Still you can protect. You can make it as protected also. So that's why a lot of banking projects and lot of security level projects are getting created by Java. We have lot of security things. Okay, I'm making it as access modifier as public, means all methods whatever will get created, they will be public so that they can be accessed outside. Okay, let me click on OK. See, it's got created. We don't have to do anything in Eclipse if you are using that. Okay, get the salary, set the salary. Setting the salary means this dot salary. This dot salary is nothing but current instance dot salary. Okay, is equal to whatever data is coming. If I am setting the data there, okay, what I'll do, I'll set the object here. obj1 dot set. See, I'm able to access this one because this is public. Fine. And let me give some value as 90,000 dot 0. Fine. Sorry. So this is my object one. I just set that data. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll print here. Get salary. I'm setting the data here. I'm trying to print the data, same data here. The moment you are saying set salary, what it will do, it will go here. It will get 90,000 here. Okay. It will come 90,000. Earlier it was 40,000. It will get replaced with 90,000. This object is getting replaced with, this variable is getting replaced with 90,000. Okay. So if I am trying to print this Java application, you will get 90,000. This 90,000 is not coming from here. It's coming from object 1. Okay, employee 1. Let me tell you another thing. Okay, I am creating another object. The more object you will create, last class I have told you, the more object you will treat your object differently. Okay, I am giving this as 50,000 for object 2, means employee number 2. Okay, So I'll print employee number 2 information. It will be say 50,000. Okay. And for employee number 1, it is 90,000. Okay. See. So what it is doing? Same thing. Same thing. It's setting the salary. Here also it's setting the salary. But it's going setting the salary this value here inside the setter and replacing for the particular object obj1. Okay. Again obj2 created. So for obj2 it will come and again it will replace the value inside this. So doesn't mean that it's getting reused. Okay. So oops is nothing but it's a concept, it will get reused. Lot of code, you don't have to write. We have written here one time, we are using multiple time. Fine. So this is all about protected. Okay. So let me tell you about private. Okay. Same thing. Private will not be accessed outside of the class. Okay. I'll write this. Private, let's say int employee ID. Okay. Is equal to, let's say 23. Or simply you just maintain this. You don't have to put any value. Employee ID. So as you know, this value will be not get accessed outside the class. Means because this is a private one, it will be only available for only employee one. If we are trying to get inside, let's say Java programmer, and you are trying to get this plus obj1 dot, see, you will not able to see that value also. What is that value? Because employee ID, right? Sorry, yeah. Yeah, employee ID. It will not come here. It will go, if you will just go to programmer. As I told you, protected will work if it is inheritance also. If you are inheriting, protected will work. Okay. Here you can see the salary information is coming and salary information is present here as protected. It is working. But this is not protected. This is private. It will only available only for my same class. Okay. It will not come here. You will write p dot employee ID. You will not get any data. Okay. What you have to do again? The same idea. Create the getter and setter for the private data. Fine. Now try to get the information here. How I'll get it? Let's say p dot. Okay. Before that I need to set the value because there is no value. Set employee ID. See, you can see that. Set employee ID 34. Something random number I'm giving it. P dot get employee ID. Fine guys. It will print for you. 34. Okay. What it is doing? It is going to employee 1 to get the access of this employee ID information. Okay. Whatever your private informations are there, we can get it by creating getter and setter, or we can get it by creating the data or defining the particular variable as a public one. Okay. That's the way that we have to maintain. That's all about our access modifier. So this is nothing but this. Whatever default is always accessible, but default will be available inside the same package. Yeah, inside the same package. Okay. And outside the package, default will be not available. Okay. And outside the package, any subclass, non-subclass class, it is also not available. Okay. Private, yes, for the same class only. For all others, it is no, because I am not going to give my credentials to anyone else because I am the private for myself. This is all about access modifier, guys. Fine. Let me tell you about static and non-static. Any questions? Saroz is fine. It's fine. You able to understand that? Clear. Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll start with static and non-static. static, as I told you, if you are using this keyword, see there are a lot of keywords in Java. If you are using this keyword as static, the moment you are using keyword static means you are not going to create any object of the particular one, okay? Or through object you don't have to call that, okay? So let me give you something here. Same here. Private. Static int abc equal to 89. Okay. See, for this value, you don't need any object of the class. Okay. You can simply call employee1.abc. Okay. This is a static variable. The moment you are using this keyword, okay, it's just need to call from somewhere because it's just created, okay, and it's got initialized before any object. Okay, there is a frame. Okay, how you can access your static data. Okay. Sorry. There is something called static. So let me tell you static keyword uses. We have static variables. We can define a variable as static. We can define a method as static. We can have a static block. Also we can have a instance block. Means without static, if we are creating a particular block with only curly braces inside a class, that is nothing but instance block. Okay. And static block. This static block means here you are writing some code. It is nothing but this much of code is not required to be instantiated. Through instance you don't have to call anything. You can call directly. Static inner class. Yes, you can have inside a class, you can have another class. Okay. That is nothing but inner class, and that class can be a static. Okay. You just have to call test.inner static. It will come. And don't bother about this. This is coming in Java 8, but as you guys are going to start with Hadoop, you don't need Java 8 right now. You just have to, as for the discussion, you just need to understand 7 and 6. Java 6 and Java 7. Am I clear? So static variable, static method, static block. Okay. So these are the way that we can create a static thing. Okay. This is something that I have told in the past class about how JVM works. Okay. JVM will have this much of information: method area, heap area, stack memory, program count registers, native method stacks. Okay. So here method area was there. Okay. I was talking about method area. I said I'll talk about this later on. And instance variable, I have told about the objects. All object data was there inside the heap area. Okay. When I am creating the object of employee1 class, I am creating, that means it is coming and storing here in heap area. When I am declaring something in as a static, okay, it comes and it stores inside the method area. Method area will always have the class data. Okay, class data means it's a class level variable. Okay, class dot that particular chunk of data you can call directly. You don't have to create the object of employee A equal to new employee, then A dot abc. It is not required. You just have to call employee dot abc if it is a static one. Okay, that is class variable, and all others are instance variable. Okay. So as I already told you, these things, stack memory and all these things, I will not talk much because I am running with the time. Okay. So method area will store static block. Okay. So static block, static informations, all these things will be stored by method area. Fine guys. So once I'm declaring anything called as static, so how I'll call it? Okay, let me go to programmer. I can directly call this employee1 dot abc. See, you don't have to create any object of that. Control Z. So it will come as the data, whatever 89 or something I have maintained, right? Here, yes, 89. It is coming directly. Let's say I am creating a method. Okay, public static int add. Okay, return abc plus abc. Okay, it will let's say this is 40 for your reference, or 50. It should come as 100, right? It's a simple method. I just called this. Just want to show you how it is working. So system.out.println employee1 dot add. It's directly callable. Okay, 100. Fine. This is a static method. This is a static variable. So I can have that also. I can have a static block here also. Let me write static. Oh, I'm writing inside public static void main. That's fine. No, I can write outside public static void main also. If it is static, it will get called. Okay. Static is a static block. It's called as a static block, guys. Okay, I'll write something called as, see, this is a instance value. Okay, instance variable. This is a class level variable. Whatever static block will have, it should be inside the static. It should be declared as a static. Okay, if it is not static, it will not come here. Okay, you can see the difference. This is instance variable. If you want to call that, you have to create the object of program or class. Okay, and if it is non-instance, means if it is a static variable, you have to call or you have to create here, and the static bonus, some name equal to 99. Fine, guys. I'll just get the value here. Sorry, programmer dot before that I need to instance. Sorry, I need to create object something. Int static. Okay. Fine. This value is get assigned. So you can ask the question like, if it is static block, how will initialize? How if it is static variable, it is one time it's done, right? Means I am not going to change the value. How I can change it? You have to use the static block to change the value. Okay. Earlier, let's say it will be having some value as 0 or 9. Okay. And once the static block getting executed, it will come and it will sit. Okay. The 99 will sit here inside st bonus. So st bonus will be updated with 99. Okay. That's the way that static block works. Static block, static method and static variable is this. Okay. Let's say you want to use the static variable inside a method. Okay. Inside your instance method. How you will call it? You have to call it like this. Okay. You have to call it like this. But, and as you can see, this is also static. method. Okay, main method is nothing but a good example. It's a starting method. So how you are getting the data from a particular class object? So you can get the bonus information by creating the instance of that. Okay, so what happens is like static variable method, everything is getting initialized first, then it will initialize. The way class loader works is like it will initialize all static variables, static method, everything first, then it will go to constructor. It will initialize the object of the particular class, then it will go to create object. Okay, this new, all these information, so all these objects will get created, all method, all variables of the particular class will got initialized. Okay, after creating the object of programmer. Okay, that's the way our class loader works in Java. Okay, this is all about static. Okay, so I'll show you how it differs. Okay, I have something here. Static and non-static variables. Static variables are already declared, okay, with a static keyword in a class, but outside a method, constructor or a block. Okay, constructor, inside constructor we cannot write. Okay, we cannot write a static thing, we cannot declare anything. Inside a block I cannot declare anything. If I am declaring also, it will not be accessible. Okay, then a single copy will be maintained irrespective of number of objects. Okay, how much number of objects you are creating, I don't mind, but I am initialized only one time. You come and you use me, kind of that. That static method, static keyword, that always says about that. So whenever you will have the requirement like that, you just maintain it as a static one. And remember, don't use always static, because static means you are loading all the information at one time. Okay, that may have a lot of performance issue also. So whenever you have something to declare, okay, and at one time, and you don't have to declare the same data for each object always, that time you just go and create it as a static. But don't do for always. Static anyway it will work, but it's not, it will have some performance issue if you are creating all these information loading at one time. Okay, that's the point. Static variable can be accessed by calling with class name and without object. It doesn't require any object. Non-static variables can be accessed by object. That's fine. It can have multiple copies as much as object creation for class. You can have number of things. Fine. That's all about static, guys. So let me cover up final. Again, final is something called as, final and static, there are a lot of difference. Okay. Final, something is like you don't want to modify it. Okay. You have initialized, you have declared some data, and you don't have to, modify it. You want to use the same. What you'll do, you will go for final keyword. Static is nothing but you have initialized at one time. Okay, and you are using it. Okay, because you don't have to go for always. So final, when it will come, if it is not modifiable case. Okay, means something you have maintained, that should be there for always. Let's say you'll go to a site called makemytrip.com. Okay, the name is coming as makemytrip.com. It will be always there. Okay, you cannot modify it. Okay, slash something will come if you are searching or booking or something, but the domain name will be always same. So domain name can be declared as a final. Okay, no one will modify it. It will be always same and it is maintained. Okay, that is nothing but a good example for final. Okay, you can have a method. Okay, that final method can be called, but it cannot be overridden. Okay, you cannot override the particular final method. Okay, a final will have a method, it can have a variable, it can have a final class also. Okay, it can have that three things. So let me give you more idea about final, how it works. Let me tell you, like I am writing this one, this bonus. Bonus I declare as final. Did you see any difference? No. But the moment, see, bonus of the programmer is p dot bonus. I have done this. Here what I'll do, I'll write bonus equal to 78,000. See, it's saying some error. It's giving some red. Guys, you can see this, right? So what is saying? Change the modifier of bonus to static because it's inside the static method. That's why it's asking. It will say always, if it is outside also, it will always say change the modifier of the bonus to, or remove the modifier of bonus to for final. Means final is already maintained, so why you are modifying me? I am already finalized. I am doing my work and I am finalized. Don't modify me. Okay, bonus is 10,000 for all employees. Okay, it will not get changed throughout the employees. So don't do that. Okay, so final, if you are adding, means you have to use the final, whatever it is there, don't reuse it. Okay, don't modify it, but just reuse it. Okay, so let's say I have something called add method here, right? This one, let me say I have int employee code. Okay, employee code equal to employee code equal to 35. Okay, that means for the particular employee, for throughout the year or throughout the anything, there will be employee code for the particular organization is maintained as 35. It will not get changed. Okay, what I'll do, I'll try to modify it. I cannot modify it. Okay, I cannot modify. So what you can understand is like this particular value I can use here. Okay, so let's say it's a method. Okay, there will be another method, public final int get code of employee ID. This is the way we declare our method. Okay, return employee code. Fine, guys. This is the employee code. So this particular method is going to be used by everybody, but they cannot modify it. They can just use this, okay, to get the employee code. Okay, if I'll try to modify anything, I have to come here. I have to modify anything. I can modify like employee code plus plus 9. Okay, I can do it here. It's a final method. Okay, we can add something to this, but we cannot replace this value. This is 35 always. If you want to replace, you go and replace here. It will work. Okay, but it will not work if you try to replace here. Employee code is equal to, let's say, 56. It will say don't do that because I am final. Okay, don't do that. Also, this is a argument, right? This is argument passed for the particular method. I can make it as final. I can make this particular value as final just to avoid whenever the user is coming, okay, and putting inside the data, like putting inside this method, okay, this employee ID should be protected, means it should be final, means you cannot change. Okay, there is some concept called as thread. I'll explain in later on. Okay, that's the way final works. Okay, you just understand. If you will come and you will try to get the employee ID equal to 9, you are trying to do it, it will say this is final. Okay, you have declared it, so don't do that. Okay, I'm already declared, I have already given to get code method. You just process it and give it back as it is a final value. Okay, it's final. The moment I came and touch this particular get code means it's done. Okay, I'm not going to change my things. Okay, that's the way it happens. So this is all about final keyword. Okay, so when I'm saying about final class, okay, I can declare my class as a final, public final. Let me create something, a new class. The moment I'm saying this class as final, public final class, okay, means you cannot instantiate this particular class anywhere else. This is made out as final means done. Whatever written inside, just reuse it. Okay, you cannot do anything without that. Okay, you cannot instantiate, you cannot modify. Okay, so the moment I'm saying this, and let me have some arguments, int x equal to 9. Okay, how I'll print this value? I have to create the object of this particular class. Obj equal to new this. Okay, obj dot x. Okay, this is the way we do it. Fine. The moment I am doing it here, it's done. Let me go and let me create it here. Okay, this object is getting created. I have done something like final class, public final. Okay, let me give you the example where I have something I did. Okay. Okay, I'll explain this one later on. Okay, how I'll make it as a not instantiable. I'll explain this one later on. Okay, so maybe in the next class I'll explain. Yes. Questions. Okay, so that all about the final. Okay, about the final class I'll explain you later on. Okay, how I'll accommodate this one. Okay, so this one will explain. So but remember, it can be possible to initialize a block inside the constructor. Okay, if it is a final class and I have some final variables, you can initialize again, reinitialize the particular block. Okay, inside the particular block you can reinitialize the variables whatever I have maintained as a final one. Okay, and you can have a combination of final and static also. Okay, that final and static means static is nothing but it's got instantiated, it's not going to be instantiated, plus the final means it is not going to be modified. Okay, you can have both the things at a time. Okay, and regarding this instance of, yeah, this instance of is nothing but another way to create the object. Okay, I can have object dot instance of to get the object of the particular class. Okay, so this keyword is nothing but it's used for a in place of new you can use it. Okay, you can use this instance of, but mostly we are using new keyword to create a new object of the particular class. Okay, so let me go ahead with abstract class and interface because I'm running the time. Okay, So whatever questions you have, you can ask lateral. Means maybe you can contact us to have your question. You just contact us. We will answer you. But right now I'll just start with abstract class and interface. So let me start with abstract class. So guys, I have told about abstraction. Abstraction means something that you can see, but you don't know the functionality, how it happens. Like I have a car, okay? I have a car, and my car is like I know how to ride it, okay? I don't know how exactly it runs for 100 kilometers I'm riding, and it is having lot of new things, and how it maintains and all these things. If I'm having any problem inside the car also, I don't know what happened, okay? Means we are using the abstract of the particular thing. That's how abstraction comes. Means we know that how to do the things, but we don't know how it exactly happens. A phone call, okay, I am calling to someone, so someone is talking to me. I know how it happens because I am just dialing the number, okay, but internally how the particular network got connected, then the person is connecting, then he is saying or she is saying hi, then how it got interacted, I don't know about that, okay. That's how the problem comes, okay. When we'll talk about abstraction, is like we are just seeing the outside thing, we don't see inside thing, the functionality, okay. Our particular machine is working, I don't know how it is working, but it's working. That's the thing, okay. So abstractions is having something called, let me show you abstract things, okay. So see, you can see that a vehicle, okay, there is a vehicle, okay. I can say like a vehicle is a superclass. I have different subclasses like car, bus and truck. All are my subclasses, okay, or my child classes. They are nothing but they are a kind of vehicle. But at the end, what we are calling a car as a vehicle, bus as a vehicle, okay. So these are the vehicles that they have the property, okay, that is got maintained, okay. A vehicle is, the moment I am saying like vehicle, how I'll define a vehicle in Java, in OOPS, is nothing but abstract, okay. By the keyword abstract, I can maintain it, okay. Also, the same thing like we have something called as interface, okay. Same thing also we can do it through interface, okay. There is a I have just explained about hybrid, right? This one, yes, this one means this is like this particular information is getting shared from the both of the super classes, okay. That moment what happens, it's nothing but it's inheriting from both the classes. That moment it's multiple inheritance. That multiple inheritance is called as a interface inside a Java, okay. So somewhere we are using interface, somewhere we are using abstract class. So guys, I'll let you know how to use and where to use abstract class, where to use interfaces right now, okay. If I talk about interface, yeah, this is my diamond issue, okay. This is a person can be a student, can be a teacher, can be a employee, okay. So teaching assistant can be able to access as an employee and can have the property of a student. Means a teacher can able to access teaching assistant, okay. Sorry, student can able to access a teaching assistant, okay. That is the way this happens. But the property whatever the teaching assistant is having is a problem, okay. Whenever it's calling for a student's name, calling a name, so from what it's calling for a employee name or a student name, that thing we don't know, or it is a person name. Actually it's a person name, but we don't know it is a student or it is an employee, because it's at a time it's inheriting to both the classes, student class also employee class, and both having the same name as name, okay, same value as name, okay. That moment I am talking about inheritance, okay. Inheritance and abstractions, how this is mattering inside our application, okay. Let me give you something else also. I'll able to understand that. Okay, this one. So this is nothing but a interface. Okay. So here we are going to use interface. So let me make you more clear on this. See, this is a shape. Okay. Shape is nothing but can be having anything. Okay. So shape can be a triangle and pentagon. Both are nothing but they are inheriting shape kind of superclass. Okay. And there is something called as interface, another interface color. Okay. So triangle can be red color, can be green color. Okay. Also pentagon can be red color, can be green color. Okay. This kind of problem can come in your day-to-day life. Okay. Means you will have a multiple number of things to do at a time, but you don't know which one is, from when you are calling what. Okay. So this kind of problem we are trying to resolve through interface. Okay. So interface, what it does, if I'll create an interface of type shape, I'll have and this particular class is like triangle class and pentagon class. They will implement shape interface to get the property of shape inside there. Okay, because it's all about inheritance. Okay, how you are inheriting the shape. Okay, I am trying to inherit shape to get the information back. Okay, whatever a shape property should have. Okay, a shape can be a pentagon, can be a triangle, something. So pentagon exactly want to get information of a shape. Also triangle trying to get the information of a shape. Okay, and interface can have a method which will give you get property. Okay, it will give you get property, it will give you get property. You guys get the get property from shape as a triangle or a pentagon. Okay, now I have another one, red color. Red color is a child class and my triangle is a super class. Okay, what it happens, red color is trying to get the property of a shape. Okay, so it just trying to put the red color inside a triangle so that triangle will look like a red. Okay, that is the thing that red color class is going to do. Okay, what it will do, it will get the information from interface color to get the red information plus triangle information. At the same time it will create and it will give you a better solution. Okay, that the way it happens. Okay, so interface will come into picture kind of thing. Okay, it's very clunky, so let's make it very clear by using interface. Okay, and also we can use abstract class to resolve those things. So interface is kind of, you have to use a keyword called implement. Okay, implements keyword is used for interface. Okay, any class will be implementing any interface, means getting the information or getting the property of the interface inside that particular class. Remember, we cannot create a object of interface, and this particular topic is very important, interface and abstract class. Okay, because after that we'll go ahead with the collection framework, and collection framework requires interface and abstract class information very much. Okay, I think you need to know about more about interface. Okay, so any class which is implementing interface is nothing but using that particular functionality inside that. Okay, Let's say I'm telling about, I'm creating a new interface here. Let me go ahead with the theme. Okay, new interface, you can do it. Here are something called as interface. Okay, click on that. Let's say shape. Fine. Public interface shape. Okay, interface will have methods that will be public always. Okay, and it will be whatever methods you are maintaining inside. Let's say I am saying public void get shape info. Okay, I can do this much only here. I cannot write anything inside this method. If I'll try to define something in this, it will give you an error. Okay, why it is giving the error? It's saying like remove the method body. You cannot write anything. You have to declare only the structure. You cannot write anything here. If you need to write, you have to implement shape. Okay, you have to call the shape interface inside somewhere to write the method body and to reuse the get shape info. Shape is nothing but an actual one. Okay, a triangle is a shape. Okay, but if you want to write I'm a triangle, you write inside your own class. Okay, because shape can have only information that if you are calling me means you will get a shape info. Fine guys. So let me add another value also. Public int shape id equal to 0. Okay, that you can do it. Okay, you have to initialize that, or else you're not doing also, it will give you an error. It will say like initialize me. I don't know what I am. Okay, you have to initialize me. Initialize it. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll create a triangle class. Triangle class, triangle. Okay, here we'll implement. We are not extending. If it is a class, we will extend. If it is interface, we'll implement. Implement shape. Fine guys, this is coming. See, the moment you are saying implementing, this shape will say I have some properties. You want to reuse that? Yes. Add on implemented method of the particular interface. Okay, it's overridden right now. You need to write here. I am at triangle. Okay, this is all about my method that I am writing. If I'll create another one, let's say pentagon. Implement shape. Again it will ask for add this. Okay, write your thing. I am at pentagon. Fine. Let me print what I am writing, how it will behave. Let's say I have a interface test class. Okay. I'll call this triangle, right? Triangle T equal to new See, it will ask for which object you want to create. You can create object of triangle directly, or else if you want to reuse, okay, if you want to reuse the object of the shape, okay, how you can reuse. See, interface cannot be having any instance, okay, you cannot create any instance of the interface. You can do like this, okay. This triangle is a type of shape, okay. Also, what I can show you something else also. Shape is there, right? A triangle. This, comma, shape 1. Okay. I have another one called shape 1. I'll write something here. Public void get shape 1. Fine. This is, see, this triangle is implementing both. Okay. This is multiple. This is hierarchy. You understand this one right now? This is hierarchy. Class A and class B are both here right now in class C. Okay. This is my class C. Right now what it will say? Add on implemented method. My method you just add here. Okay. What will write? Shape 1 interface. This is the solution that Java given. Okay. So get shape 1. Interface test. Okay. The moment I am saying shape T equal to new triangle means it will create the object of triangle in type of shape. Okay. And it will give you shape information only. Okay. Get shape info, shape ID will come. But the shape 1 information will not come. Okay. The moment you need shape 1 information, you need to call that. Okay. That's how it will distinguish your issue. Okay. Fine. So if we'll print T dot shape ID. See, this will print 0. Okay, anyway. But this will like this is identifying which object I am calling right now. Okay, I am calling T. Okay, the shape interface, whatever the property is there, it's maintained inside triangle, and I am calling that one. Okay, the moment I'll say S1 dot get shape. Okay, because I'm not returning. Okay, shape. Sorry, shape 1. I need to return something, no? The audio connection has been lost. Hello? Hello guys, able to hear me? Right? Not clearly? Oh, now you able to hear me? Guys, able to hear me? Okay. Okay, is there anyone who is not able to? Thanks, Sarosh. So this is get shape 1. Okay. Get shape 1, I'll return some value. Okay. It should be returning something so that I can print it for you. Okay. So let's return something. Don't print something. Let's return Fine. Now I'll print that. Okay. Shape 1 interface. It's printing. This is the way interface works. Okay. So the moment you will say about T, the same triangle, but it's object of shape. Same triangle, it's object of shape 1 interface. Means you are using property of shape 1 right now. You are using property of shape right now. Means you are clear about what you are doing exactly. That's fine. So now what I'll do, I'll start with abstract class. Okay. Abstract class, when it comes, okay, let me give you the exact difference of abstract class and interface. So this abstract class, okay, interface supports multiple inheritance, okay, but abstract class doesn't support multiple inheritance. What it does, it is just a class, okay. You can just call that class and just maintain the keyword as abstract, okay. At least a particular method will be abstract, okay. The class will be declared as a public abstract something. That will be abstract class, and it can have some multiple number of methods, okay, and values, which will get reused throughout the application, okay. And you can have those methods is written inside interface. You can see like we are not able to initialize that object, right? We are not able to write anything inside the method body, but in abstract class you can write those things, okay. Abstract class can have constructor, can have data members, okay, but interface will not have anything. Will have only methods and variables what you are meant to, and it will not have any body inside, okay. But in case of abstract class, you can have a method body, okay. You can write some part which will be initialized, okay, at one time, and then you can write based upon your requirement from which class you are calling. You can write further information into that class, into the method, okay, that you can do it. Then an interface cannot have access modifier by default. Everything is assumed as public, okay. Interface is having this limitation. You cannot have anything as private, protected, nothing. You have to maintain it as a public. An abstract class can have access modifiers for the subs, functions, properties, everything, private, protected, everything you can maintain there, okay. But member of interface cannot be static. Only complete member of abstract class can be static, okay. Means you can maintain anything inside the abstract class. You can write any code inside your abstract class. You don't have to worry about how interface works. Interface is having something maintained there. Public, make it this, means no method body, okay, just define that, then use it, okay. But abstract class is free, okay. It says you use me as a simple class also, I don't mind, okay. Just define me as abstract class, reuse the properties whatever you are trying to get in interface also, okay. So that's how abstract class works, okay. That's the difference. Okay, let me give you some example. I have some example here. Okay. So this is something called, java dot circle dot java, okay. There will be a circle, okay. I'll give you the use case before that. Okay. Here I have used interface. I have already told you what is interface, how it works. I have given the idea, okay. Square, circle or triangle or something, okay. They are using safe, okay. Also they have something called as circle. Also they have something called as square, okay. So circle plus circle on square, okay, is equal to circle if. Square plus circle on square is equal to square if. Means they have these things, okay. This is a diamond issue, that's why we are using interface, okay. So, and this one is like actual issue. Okay, means a square and circle can be a shape, and both altogether is giving another information called as circle and square. Okay, this is the issue. To resolve that, we have used interface. Okay, so to resolve this also, we'll be using abstract class. Okay, you can use an interface, you can use abstract class. The moment you are telling about abstract class, means you are putting your abstract methods and variables and everything as very free. Okay, no need to go for multiple number of rules and regulations. Fine. So let me tell you, I have these methods present. Okay, I have just created all these things. So there is a class, there is a abstract class. Okay, this is the way that I have maintained the abstract class. Okay, so this abstract class will have values. Okay, see, you can see this abstract keyword is used to maintain this particular class as an abstract one. Okay, and I have created three variables here and three methods here. Okay, toString, perimeter, area. Okay, and I am going to use that. Okay, I am going to use these things inside my all other called classes. Okay, so if I'll go to circle, okay, which extend, because it's a class, so it will extend, it will not implement, it will extend shape. Okay, and it will have these three methods right now. Okay, perimeter, toString and area. Okay, and this circle, I have my values. How I am going to initialize the circle is like I'll put my values in constructor at the time of creation of the object. Okay, and I'll create the object of circle and I'll do some work here. The same way I am doing for rectangle. Okay, and the same way I am trying to test that particular data. Okay, what I am trying to test here, see, this is my shape. Okay, this is nothing but my abstract class. Okay, and this abstract class, I have created the array. Okay, you can see like I can have three number of objects. Okay, S0, 1, 2. So in that I have rectangle, I have circle. Okay, for rectangle I have created 2 times and for circle 1 time. Okay, I am trying to get the informations of this S of 0, S of 1, S of 2. So what it will do? It will not do a rocket science. It will just go, it will get the information from the rectangle. The moment you are saying S0 or S2 with the data, it will go and it will initialize this rectangle with the data and it will calculate perimeter, area and toString and it will give it back to this. Same way it is doing. Okay. So the difference in abstract class and interface is nothing but interface is very limited. Okay. You have to maintain that whatever rules they have, and abstract class you don't have to maintain anything. You just write your own method. You can declare some data inside, declare some method information inside the methods, and you can reuse inside your circle or rectangle somewhere. Okay, I'll give all these examples to you guys. Okay, so that you can have a look. Okay, this is all about abstract class and interface. So where we are using, when you know the functionality that how much, let's say I'll give you some example about of real time. Yeah, same thing. It's like I know as a developer I'll be writing my code. Okay, I know that as a developer I'll be writing my code, means as a programmer I'll be writing my code. We'll go to same thing. Okay, here as an employee. Okay, so as an employee I'm a developer right now. Okay, so developer will be writing the code, that is the main functionality. So if we'll talk about developer as an abstract class, you will have a method, let's say get write. Okay, and inside that you can write something saying that developer must have to write the code. Okay, so whenever whoever the developer, what kind of developer, Java developer, C++, the .NET, something, they will be writing the code only. Okay, so you have maintained the things inside the abstract class, saying that this is a developer, they should write the code, I have maintained the functionality, let them extend me, I am abstract class, let them extend me, okay, and let them write the code again, whatever they based upon their language chosen. If it is .NET, it will be different. If it is Java, it will be different. If it is C++, it will be different. Fine, guys. That is all about abstract class, the use case. Okay. So we are done with abstract class. This much of things. So I hope it's solid. We are running out of time. So tomorrow, fast up, I'll take the questions, whatever you have. Okay. Yes. Tomorrow, fast up. Means in the first of the class, then we'll complete these two, wrapper class, string, then we'll go for collection. This is very much important for you guys to work in Hadoop. Okay, collection, and then I'll say about how your work, at least any MapReduce program. Okay, MapReduce program is effective and how it works. Fine, guys. This is all about today. So be ready with the questions for tomorrow and have a good night. Thank you.